Yo, what's up? My name is DJ from the DNA Show, and I'm here taking over Hearth to show you guys a couple tips and tricks on how to make money on used sneakers. So I know we're right here in front of the heat case and they got all the dead stock stuff, but we got to take it over to the used section so we can actually find some good deals and make a couple bucks. All right, you guys, so at the top of the shelf right here, first off, actually, I'm a size 13, so you know I'm gonna be looking for some size 13s in here. But on the top of the shelf, you see a lot of Air Jordan 1s, and I think they might have placed those strategically just so the viewer can see that when they come in, because it's one of the hot models. So seeing a pair of lost and found Air Jordan 1s, a used pair on the shelves, is always a good thing. Just like we talked about before, I guess we haven't because I'm new to the channel. But either way, you guys need to see they have old shoes and they have new shoes, and then from these ones right here, you can take a release that recently came out, get the used shoe, and then have that OG vibe from all the OG colorways and things that you need, and still get that nostalgia from a shoe like this. So it's gonna hold a good value, and that's one of the reasons why you wanna find one of those OG colorways in the mix. Some of these other ones right here, these are non-OG colorways, and because of that, they're probably not gonna hold as good of a value when it comes to those sneakers, but it could be potentially on a collaboration or other situations like that that could change the value of a shoe. So you gotta also do your market research as well when it comes to these type of sneakers. But looking for creases on the toes, heel drag on the back end, everybody drives with their car, right? So when you see something like this and it's really, really clean, that's a good sign. But if you wanna make some good money, you wanna find the shoes that got more creases, more dirt, something like this. You see how the dirt is kind of embedded into the outsole right here around the heel, and it's more brown and that stitch is brown and everything like that. These two shoes, the upper, everything is very similar when it comes to the quality and condition of these two sneakers, but the midsoles are a little bit dirtier, it's not as icy, and because of that, you probably can get a better deal on a sneaker like this, which means if you clean it up, you can make more money when you're selling a sneaker like this. So those are always some little things you want to pay attention to as well. And then the models, they're always going to play a different factor. We know that Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, Dunks, Yeezys, those are some of the trending models. So yes, you may have a sentimental thing for the sneaker, and great, at the end of the day, buy what you like. But if you're trying to make some money, you always want to be aware of that as well. So they got some Jordan 13s over here. They got some 4s, some 3s. We got Yeezys, more SBs. We even got the Prestos. Y'all know I love me some Prestos. We got some 6s, some 4s, some LeBrons. Man, even got some 7s right here. This is a clean shoe, 160 bucks for a clean shoe. So you're getting this for below retail. And these came out, man, when did these come out? It's been so long since we saw this release, 2014. This many years removed, and you can still find a clean sneaker for under that retail value. So if you're, again, looking for something for your collection or trying to make a couple bucks and flip a quick shoe, it's gonna be more of a niche type of person that's buying this type of sneaker than you would have your broad spectrum of people buying the classic colorways or the trendy models. So again, always be aware of those different things as well. Nike Air on the back end, this is gonna be a huge factor when it comes to black cement 3s. Everybody loves that OG vibe. So if you see that Jumpman, I would say kind of stay away from it a little bit, just because it's not gonna give you that classic nostalgia and hold that same weight when it comes to the value and the overall price of the sneaker. These are a youth pair, and that brings on another thing. People are making crazy money when it comes to selling youth sneakers. Sometimes you see shoes come out and the youth version is selling for more than the men's version or the adult version, whether it's a women's or a men's release. So always be aware of that as well, because I've seen people go and buy nothing but kids pairs and make a bunch of bread, or if they find used kids pairs or used kids collections, if it's the right shoe or the right colorway, you can make a lot of good money. I remember I had a pair of Dornbecker 4s, a used pair. I had an extra pair sitting in my room for years. Some Dornbecker 8s as well. Just an extra pair sitting around. Next thing you know, I'm selling them for almost $1,000, and they were just sitting in my closet because I grabbed an extra pair because they were for retail. Crazy, crazy situation. I ended up actually trading those. I didn't sell them, but the value of the shoe, worth a lot of money. So Carmine 6s, this is another example. Like we talked about, you got the Jumpman on the back end compared to the Nike Air. So this is the retro that came out before the previous retro that just dropped. And because of that, these are gonna be worth significantly less than the retro that just came out with the Nike Air. And also, if this was the pair with the Nike Air, they're still not hidden for that much. So you gotta understand, yes, this is an OG nostalgic colorway. It's gonna hold a solid value, but it's also not really increasing in value that much. So you gotta be aware of those things when you think of these sneakers as well. And another one that's like that classic OG nostalgic that will hold its value and slightly increase, Concord 11s. These ones in particular, These are OG colorway. This is the 7210, so it's not the OG colorway, but it's a Jordan 11. And because of that, they're gonna be really, really nice when it comes to flipping it, cleaning it up, doing those different things. Typically on these, you gotta worry about the mesh. So if you're good at cleaning the mesh, you can take care of these. I've bought in Concord 11s for $100 so many different times. Clean up the shoe, next thing you know, you're making a quick $80, 200, 220, somewhere around there. You're cooking them up for a little bit. So that's always a good sneaker. Jubilee 11s, another one. Neither one of these actually were OG colorways that Michael Jordan wore. So because of that, they're still gonna be worth something, but not the same like the other ones. You'll see a dead stock pair, maybe 300, 350 bucks. Used pair, 250, 275 bucks. So you can't really increase it that much more if it's still in a nice condition. Now, when you're looking at Jordan 11s in particular, you wanna look at the back end of the shoe. A lot of people just stuff their foot inside of the shoe, and then you got a lot of creasing right here around the ankle area. And because of that, that's what causes the value to go down. That's kind of hard to get out. It is possible, but you're gonna have to do even more work than your typical everyday sneaker, you know, shoe brush with the cleaner and everything. That's gonna take a little bit of elbow grease to get that value to increase. So when you see Jordan 11s in particular, you always wanna look at the creasing around the toe. That kind of naturally happens, so don't worry too much about that. And then on the back end, the creasing right here around the ankle area. Both of these two pairs, they actually look really good, and they're both a size 13. We might have to be spending some money today. All right, what else we got over here? We got some Jordan 3s. These, man, how much are these now? 200 bucks for a used pair. This was like an outlet sneaker one day. And now it was, back in the day, it was like an outlet sneaker. And now you got used pairs for these prices. So it's also crazy to see the people, you know, there are shoes out there, like I said, that will slip through the cracks, and next thing you know, they're worth a bunch of money. And that can happen with, you know, just doing more research and understanding the market. And you can see Supreme, oh, it's so hyped, it's Supreme, but people don't really want to spend too much money on the Supreme Air Force Ones. It's a high top, it's an all black shoe. So we got to think about different factors, not only just hype, but then why is it that price? What makes it those reasons, those different things? How can I clean it up? What is the market value of it? And what can help me, you know, make 60, 50, 80, 150, 200 bucks? Now, depending on the price of the shoe, you can do, these are kind of more affordable range, that $150 to $350 range, but you can still make those same type of clean up the shoe margins when it comes to the $800 or the $1,500 shoes, and still justify that by cleaning up the shoe, and you can make more money on that. It's just like flipping a house. It's the same concept. You buy the house, you renovate it, you get a new appraisal, next thing you know, you got more money and you got equity in the home. It's the same thing here. You buy the shoe, you renovate it, you clean it up, next thing you know, the value of the shoe is increased, and now you got something to play with, whether it's flipping the shoe, rocking it still, and then later down the line, flipping the shoe or trading it up and doing something like that. So if you start with 100 bucks and go into these local sneaker shops and see what they got, or ask them about the used shoes in the back, because sometimes they got shoes that don't make the cut for being on the shelves because they're too dirty and they don't want to present them because they're like, ooh, those don't look good. But they're still solid models, solid sneakers, and you can give them that 50, 60, 80, $120 offer. Next thing you know, you clean it up, you put that work in, and now you're doubling, tripling your money. And I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, a lot of sneakerheads got started that way, and that's how I got started doing the same thing. So hopefully this video was helpful, and if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys hit the link down below in the description. I have a full program I'll put together for all you guys. We'll have all the information there. I got a 2-week crash course. I give you guys that for free. If you guys want to be a part of my community, I got some for you as well. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you want to see me more here, over here, man, I don't know, just blow up the comment section. I'll see you guys in another video. We out.